It's showtime! Introducing Boy Introducing
Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Bears Blueline. Again, thank you to Interstate 81, my boy Tucker. Check out his new album, Can't Please Everyone, now on Spotify and iTunes. Absolutely fantastic. Go listen to it. You can find it on chocolatehockey.com. Today, we've got a guest, finally. It's been first off, it's been a month since we've all sat down to chat and do a podcast.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So we have some things that maybe a little housekeeping before we get to this guest that we need to handle. The Bears playing some great hockey right now.
The Bears are hot.
So hot right now.
What's the record in the last 13 games?
It's 12-0-1, I think.
It's unbelievable.
Fantastic. So much fun to watch.
I'm sad that I'm not really a part of it. I'm watching the stands right now,
are.
but not like on the ice.
I know what you mean, but
Yeah, I'm probably more nervous watching the game up top.
I can tell because I walk past you sometimes and you're standing up there and you're just.
I can't even sit down sometimes. Like in the shootouts. The
shootsies.
I'm standing up.
I know,
but no, it's fun to watch, and I'm sure it's pretty fun to play.
it is. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. We got that feeling, where you have no doubt in your mind. You're like, we're winning. Even when you're down a goal, you're like, yeah, somebody's gonna score. We're gonna come back if we're down, or we're up a couple goals and going to the third. We're fine. We're winning. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah, I think that's crazy how it's like you could be, even earlier this year, like you'd go into games and you're like, okay, this is gonna be a hard game, like, which is so mental. And now that we're winning, you can just tell the guys have a little bit more swagger, confidence, and they go into games and they're just you're just playing. You're not thinking about it. You're just playing. And I think that's so crazy how it's the same exact team. I mean, obviously maybe a couple changes here and there, but same exact team, and it's just the mentality and the culture that's kind of changed, and it's really fun to be a part of.
Everybody's bought in. Everybody's bought into the plan.
Yeah. And
everybody's working to the same goal. So it's fun when it clicks like that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Outside of hockey, if you guys have a good last month here, it's been
Well, we finished Game of Thrones.
Okay, that's a big update.
That is a big update. Yeah.
Let's not do a spoiler this time because I think everybody really enjoyed it last time. But since you finished it and there's still people who aren't finishing,
yes.
Let's not spoil anything.
But what we will say is we are extremely excited for what is the wars to come, as they say on the show. We're so excited and confused a little bit. We don't need to get into it, but we're confused. We're a little bit sad, a little bit happy.
You're feeling all the emotions right
Every
now.
emotion you can possibly imagine, I felt in that last episode. What a show.
You just got to tip your cap to the writer, the producer.
It's unbelievable.
What's his name?
The writer of the show?
No, the producer.
D.B. Weiss or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know his name. And the other guy, something Binoff?
Yeah.
I don't know. We watch all the post-episode, recaps that the directors and producers talk about certain thing. It kind of helps us, actually, if we're confused. It helps us.
Yeah, because it is a tough show to follow, but then when they explain it and they make ideas that you don't really think of, it helps out. Because I ask a lot of questions, and then I'll just look at Hobbs like, well, what's that? And he goes, I don't know. And I'll say, well, what about that? And he goes, yeah, I don't know. I'm asking him, and it's the blind leading the blind.
Yeah, like we'll be watching the show, eyes wide open, shocked. In shock at what had just occurred on the screen, and it's amazing. It's like you're watching a movie every time you watch an episode. It's unbelievable.
Or we'll just be like, oh, whoa, pause it, and then we'll just sit there and be like, okay, what just happened?
Yeah. And thank God we have the little 10-second rewind button on the HBO Go thing, because we'll just be like, okay, we need to rewatch that and listen to every word, because wow, did they just talk me in a circle there? My head's in a pretzel.
Are you guys closed caption watchers? Can you understand the accents? Or you?
Yeah,
just...
yeah.
Okay.
We don't have the subtitles or anything.
Yeah.
We don't.
No, we're pretty serious watchers.
Oh, it was my life for a little while there. Like, I'm going through my day, thinking about what Cersei's gonna do, thinking about what Tyrion's gonna do, and daydreaming about Khaleesi, about the Queen of Dragons. I just love her so much.
And it's weird now. We kind of got into a routine, like, go for lunch, do whatever, watch an episode, eat dinner, watch an episode, maybe 2 or 3 or whatever. and then we just kind of got into a routine, and now we're a little bit lost, and we're kind of looking for some new hobbies. So
yeah, so go ahead and tweet us out some new things that we can do, because we are lost dogs right now.
There you go.
Perfect place to plug the Instagram account at Bears Blueline.
Yep.
If you have not followed us already, follow us. The boys have control of this, so they get to see questions that you're asking, and we'll be trying to provide some more updates here. It's a good little account for us to have, but since we haven't had a show for a month, we're still catching up on things. Since we've last had this show, I have a little beef with Colby, with my Instagram at Kyle Mace, cheap plug there. I posted a story a couple days after we recorded the last episode about these shoes, and if you don't know what these shoes are, I think they are absolutely fantastic shoes. Colby disagreed, because I put a poll up there and he voted no, and you can see these people who vote no. The Nike Air Monarchs, I would describe them as cool. Colby, how would you describe these shoes?
Just to paint a picture, if you were to walk into an old folks' home, I think this would be the generic shoe that they give everyone.
Or
if you go to a professional bowling league, this
Yeah.
is like the top of the line bowling shoe.
Oh, if you're into bowling,
Yeah.
these would be the shoes to have. But I don't think you could pay me enough to wear them. They look horrible, to put it bluntly, and I would not wish that upon my worst enemy.
Like, I'm surprised those have laces. I would have thought those would be Velcroed over at the top.
They probably make the style that has Velcro on, to be honest.
I just like them because, one, they're very comfy. They're very comfy shoes.
Great support. I don't deny that.
Absolutely.
It's named after a butterfly, not the king.
I was going to say the king. I was
No.
going to say the former American Hockey League team.
Yeah,
The Manchester Monarchs.
It's a butterfly.
These Nike Air Monarchs are absolutely great shoes. I'm frustrated and disappointed that you don't agree with me. I will say this though: there's a Instagram account called Make Monarchs Great Again, and this guy paints these shoes and makes them look even cooler than. I'll admit they're not the coolest looking shoes, but once you get them customized and you're willing to spend a little money more on them to make them, I mean, they're $30 shoes. So like, if you're willing to put that extra whatever you'd spend on cool shoes, then I think they're worth it, because you get comfy shoes, you get them for $30, you get a one of a kind. Like, come on.
Well, I mean, you can make a Honda Civic look like a Lamborghini, but it's still a Honda Civic.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good way to put it, I guess. You still got a Honda Civic engine right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't even argue that anymore.
Yeah.
Let's go to the guest.
All
This
right.
week on the show, actually, I'll let you guys introduce him, because you, after last time, you scheduled this guest to come on, and he was not here.
No, but we let him come on after and let him redeem himself here and say a couple words.
Redeem myself.
But we got the smooth skating, hair flowing, skinny fat body, Lucas Johansen.
Welcome to the show, Lucas.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. The intro started off nice there. Thanks for
Big fan?
Big fan.
Big fan of the show?
No, I've seen one episode. Gotta say, the setup in here, it's just okay. It's just okay.
Well, what else do we need? A more acoustic environment? What do we need?
I was hoping for a headset for one, so I could hear you guys, but apparently, this thing in the middle will do the job.
And people in hell want ice water.
Tough start for the boys in here.
No, we're really happy to have you
Thanks
on,
for having
JoJo. And we have lots of stuff that we want to talk to you about.
Cool.
And have
Let's
you
do it.
talk about.
So, you want to start?
No, go ahead.
So, let's just start off with your hockey career, or like where you're from and how you grew up, how you got into hockey, who pushed you into hockey, and all that. Kind of talks through that.
Okay, so I grew up on the West Coast in Vancouver, British Columbia. A lot of great guys out there on the West. And I was about 40 minutes inland from Vancouver in a place called Port Moody. And I moved there when I was about 6 years old and started playing hockey probably when I was 4 or 5. My dad, kind of like I'm sure you guys too, just gave me some skates. And he was a big hockey fan. He played hockey with his buddies. So he taught me how to skate. My brother obviously loved hockey, and I kind of wanted to be like him always. So just growing up, we would always play outside. And Vancouver not as cold as Saskatchewan, so we would rollerblade, not ice skate in the backyard, but same kind of idea. And then, just grew up, started liking it more and more. And then I kind of knew at an early age that, I didn't really want to do anything else. Just wanted to play hockey every day, and we're pretty lucky to do that. But
Did you play other sports growing up, or was it just mainly
yeah,
hockey? Or?
Yeah. So my best buddy back home, his dad, he was, I think he played for Team Canada for the soccer team, but I know he definitely coached. I'm not sure if he played, but anyway, so they were a big soccer family, and so I played soccer for about 5 years or so. I always liked playing basketball. Never played in the league or anything, but my high school was mostly basketball, and so I would always shoot the ball with him at lunch and stuff. Never really good, but just enjoyed it. Lacrosse, I did lots of stuff. Yeah.
So you tried to well around and
like,
would you say you're like an athlete?
Full athlete.
Yeah, I balled you up once. Remember at the outside in front of
Crossed up.
I probably did actually.
Crossed him up. Yeah.
Right to left usually. And the step back kind of like James Harden.
This was our. Wait, were we black casing?
I was. You were on the team.
Oh yeah, this was my first year, and we were playing basketball at Barber, Tuna's, and Paul Carey's house, and Bowie.
Yeah, it was like my first time meeting you, and I crossed you up.
Okay, I think I played 1 versus 4, and I beat him, Gus, and who else was there? I don't know, but I absolutely tormented all 3 of them. So he can. I don't even have any words for him right now.
You're a pretty good hooper. I'll give you that, but I think I had your number that day. But whatever. I like basketball. It's pretty fun.
Good. And so then going through your career, I know you talked about how Port Moody wasn't a big hockey town.
No.
Not a lot of
no
exposure there, I guess you could say. And,
yeah.
And so how did that work? Did you know when you're say Pee Wee Bantam? Did you know hey, I want to play in the NHL?
Yeah, I did, for sure. So I always wanted to be like my brother. And when he first kind of broke in the NHL, he was 19, and I was just so amazed every day, just or every one of his game days, I would see him playing against other guys that I idolized in the NHL, and I was just like, that's amazing. And he played in Port Moody as well, and once I saw him do it, I was like, okay, this is possible. He just kind of paved the way for everybody playing in Port Moody at the time. I had a lot of good friends who were really good players, and it just kind of gave me a belief that okay, this can happen. This is a reality. And so once he kind of did that, it inspired me even more. And then
do you think that helped you? Because sometimes when you're growing up, NHL is almost a fantasy. You know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
But now somebody close that's in the league.
Yeah, and it's funny because that kind of gave me a completely different problem, which I never thought I'd have. Is that people or guys I would play would just be
yes.
Good, you're filling up your brother's footsteps or whatever. You're brutal. He was 4th overall. What are you doing? And I was like, oh boy.
So what were you
buddy? I was
no. This
bro.
is in the dub. I was
the dub draft.
And so he's playing in the NHL, and I'm playing major midget or whatever, and these guys are chirping me.
I couldn't imagine how skinny you were in junior.
Oh, 140.
Jeez.
$140, yeah, real lean.
What are you now? 145.
Shredded 145, yeah.
Skinny.
But no, so he paved the way, and then, like you said, Port Moody, I think we'd have 25, 30 guys try out for our team, and 17 of them would make it. Right. So pretty much if you signed up, you'd have a good chance of playing on our top team. And like I said, we had a few good players, and then we had some kids who just like to play for fun, and so tiering every year we'd kind of get lit up, and so a lot of time we'd tier 3 or 4, so we're playing not the highest level of hockey, so we're not attracting too many scouts or anything like that. And
so what age group were you there? Bantam?
That was my whole Adam, Pee Wee. We had every year it'd be the same 30 kids to try out.
So you played in tier 3, tier 2?
Oh no, not. I mean, we didn't play tier 2 until our Bantam year. We had a few good players, but every other year it was tier 3 or 4.
So you were lighting it up then?
No, it was hard because. We had a really good coach. He was a really smart guy, and he kind of we would practice these different techniques with our feet, and we wouldn't really know what we were doing. But then as we got older, it kind of made more sense. But so that was really good, but like no exposure to anyone. Nobody wanted to come to Port Moody and watch us. And then in Bantam, for U16s, we went to West Kelowna. It's like 4 hours from Vancouver, and like all the scouts go there to watch. It's just easy for them. There's like 10 teams, and if you make one of the teams, then you get to play in like these 3-4 games, and that's kind of my first like real exposure to like scouts.
Right.
Other than that, it was like one guy. Every 3 months, you'd see a guy in a suit, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm so nervous! I'm so
You
nervous
see
to
that
play
guy
this game."
in the tiny rink with
He's in
the only guy with a clipboard.
Yeah,
Clipboard,
yeah.
trench coat.
Oh,
Oh, that guy's a scout.
My dad's looking at me like, "No, I'm like, it's your game."
You better play.
Yeah,
Dude, that's funny you mentioned that. I remember that, like in the
yeah.
small rinks wherever you were, and if you saw a guy way at the end sitting away from the families with a clipboard and like a team logo on his jacket,
so obvious.
yeah, you were like, oh my god, I gotta
disguise it a little bit. They're wearing these big black coats or something,
It's like, oh, time to wake up now. I gotta actually play.
But anyway, so I went to that West Kelowna thing, and I got drafted by the Kelowna Rockets, and the guys called me the next day, and they were literally like, "Yeah, so do you know why we drafted you?" And I was like, "No, I'd never even seen you in a game, or you guys never talked to me or anything." And he goes, "Yeah, we noticed your skates were pretty big." And I was like, "Thanks." I don't know what to say to that. And then, he kind of got to the point where, like, we think you're going to grow. I wasn't the biggest guy at that point in time. I'm still not, I guess, Willie?
No.
But, no, yeah, so it kind of worked out that way. And Kelowna was, we all go through the decision where, are you going to go the college route or the semi-pro route? And, once I was drafted by Kelowna, I was like, yeah, I want to go there.
What a sick spot.
Decent city.
Decent. Yeah, I know a lot of big-time players go through there, and it was exciting.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Good restaurants. There's chicks everywhere.
Oh, yeah. You know what's funny, though? So when I was drafted, you know how you watch, like, the computer?
Yeah.
And I kept, like, refreshing it.
Yeah.
And when there was trades, they would say, like, Kelowna with Swift Current, and the spot I was picked at was Swift Current and Kelowna. They were like swapped, I didn't know which one I went to, so I had my fingers crossed. Like,
so two pretty big.
Yeah.
Like that's a.
I was pretty much like, am I going college or am I going Kelowna? Like, so that was funny, but
For the people listening who don't know, Swift Current is a very small Saskatchewan
Cold.
town, cold. Not like it's just compared to Kelowna, like it's just like
yeah,
you probably
it's a
don't
big
want to be there.
difference. It's a big difference.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, it was funny. It was really funny. Yeah, pretty stressful.
And then some decent years in Kelowna. You guys went to...
Yeah.
I think you guys won the Member, didn't you? Or no?
Lost in overtime. Too soon.
Yeah, but you guys won the league though. Like,
Yeah, I met a lot of great guys up there. So many great players, and like we were talking about, or you guys were talking about earlier about the mentality around here right now. We kind of had that always too. We had some really good teams, and it's just like you get in this rhythm, and it's just like it's almost like other teams feel it too. It's like
Oh, yeah. I remember going into Kelowna when I was 17, and we did not have a very good team. And I think I was dash 6. And you just knew in warm-ups, you're like, we're going to get shelled tonight.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
brutal. And for us, it's a 16-hour bus ride home after Kelowna. So you just get absolutely pounded in the game.
Yeah.
And they had so many sick players, and then you get pounded, whatever.
Yeah.
16-hour bus ride home.
And you got to ride on those and lay on those yoga mats underneath the seats.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a sleeper bus. So
Your back just ripped.
Yeah.
just dying
just
on
the
there.
worst time.
But that's funny you mentioned that. I remember we talked about that
Yeah.
feeling where how many games do you guys lose in playoffs? Like not very many
Not
that
many.
year,
I
right?
don't remember. It might have been like 3 or 4. We
In
swept
4
the
rounds.
first round. We might have lost. We lost 1 to Victoria, then we lost 2 to Portland, and then we swept.
Portland was
we
sick.
won
Yeah,
the
they
final.
were sick.
And it's funny. So I play with Madison Bowie, who's obviously on the Caps now, and Portland in their day was even better. Like they were unbelievable. They had like Patan and Niederreiter, and my brother went through there, and there were so many great guys who went through there, and then
So many.
just so many, unlimited.
Dumba. Puglia.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the list goes on and on. And we went down there one weekend, like early in the season, and we beat them twice, like bad. Like we beat them 5-1 and 5-0, and this is like the Winterhawks, like high end. And I remember going in the hotel after with all the guys, and that's a tough picture. That's a real tough picture.
Dude, Matt Trust and Zach Fish are in the room. They just brought over. How old are you in that picture, Lucas?
That was
last year.
Yeah, I had my buzz cut. That was after Manor told me to get my hair cut. No, but Bows had us in the room after, and he's like, "Boys, we're going to Members. We're going to Members." Like we knew in November. Like
right there, you guys.
We were like all the young guys were there, and we're just like, "Okay, let's do it." Like,
Wait, he said that in November?
So after we beat the top dogs, the Winter Hawks.
Oh, in the regular season.
In the hotel after the game, we were all just chilling, and he was like, "Boys, we're going to Members. Like
That's pretty cool.
We're too good."
That's an unbelievable
And
feeling.
and then we picked up Draisaitl and Morrissey at the deadline, which
Kinda
helped a little bit, I guess.
Not bad.
And yeah, we had some great times.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really good.
And then going into... So you got drafted when you were... Because you were a late birthday, right?
Yeah, so I got
So you got
drafted
drafted.
when I was 17. 18.
18?
I don't know.
18, yeah.
Okay, 18. I should know that probably, yeah.
And walk us through that, because obviously me and Hobbsy were not first-round big dogs like you, so...
I wouldn't say I'm a big dog, but it was pretty cool. I remember sitting at the draft table, and if you know my brother, he's such a goof. So he went down for Nashville's
Wait,
pick.
before that.
Okay.
Do, like, Combine, and did you talk to teams?
Okay,
and,
yeah.
And stuff like that? Like, I didn't go, so...
Okay, yeah. I talked to 27 teams. The only teams I didn't talk to was Pittsburgh, Carolina, and the Islanders.
They hated you, eh?
I guess.
Yeah.
That's all right. I don't
Didn't
like
want
them
you.
either. I didn't want to talk to them.
Yeah, you don't need those guys. Screw those
But
guys.
yeah, I had a lot of very interesting interviews. They kind of all have a different approach. So some of them will try and intimidate you and be super super serious, and they'll have 3 guys sitting in front of you like staring at you like, and then the one guy will be asking questions, and you're just like
You're just cornered.
You're just cornered, yeah. But it becomes repetitive. So like by the 10th one, I was pretty much saying the same thing because you'll go in there and they'll ask about your family and blah 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 and your strengths and weaknesses, and nothing too out of the ordinary. But then sometimes they would ask you, like a weird one or whatever, and you'd be like, well, okay, I haven't said that yet.
So you just try to mind
And some of them
mess you.
mind mess you.
Mind mess you. Yeah.
Well,
Mind
you know
finesse
what I
you.
meant.
Mind finesse. That's good. I like
There you go, yeah.
Hashtag finesse.
There were some really funny teams. Like I remember Dallas and Colorado. They were like beauty. They're just like us, right? They're just like talking. Arizona was cool, and then other teams, were just super super strict.
What was Washington's like?
Hilarious. They're the easiest one, the shortest one, and Ross was out in the hallway, and he was just whoever walked by, he would just flag him down. And be, hey, come in, we'll interview you. Like he didn't know.
It's a good sassy. That's a good sassy guy right there.
Yeah, so we went in there, and they had like a psych test. A lot of the guys did later on, but
What's a psych test?
it's like you don't even know what you're answering. You're just answering these questions, and I guess someone judges
You
it.
took one of those, Willie. It was it.
Yeah,
We
you're
did
kinda
it
psycho,
in
right?
Washington when we after we got drafted, and they ask you if you stop at a red light in the middle of the night and there's no one around and the light won't change, will you go through the intersection or do you wait for it to turn green? And it's just like they're trying to mind finesse.
Yeah.
Is it so? It wasn't like the Wonderlic that they have the NFL guys do. The Wonderlic's the test that to determine. Yeah. So the Wonderlic, this is like a whole thing, and I won't get too deep into it. But the Wonderlic test is to determine whether or not you'll be successful in the NFL.
Oh,
So
That's stressful.
that is stressful.
Vince Young took it, and he was top pick for the Titans, whatever. Got a 4 on it, and
Out of what? Is that bad?
out of 32, I think.
Okay.
I
That
think it's something
doesn't
like that.
sound
So
good.
it's
Sounds like my high school report card.
It's really it's a popular intelligence test to assess the aptitude of prospective employees for learning and problematic solving.
Jeez.
So
Yeah,
was it
big.
kind of like that or what?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was that in depth. Probably is when you go and they assess it. But it was like Hobbsy said, they ask you weird questions.
Super
there was
weird.
one about a flower pot. I can't even remember, but I was reading it actually maybe it wasn't their test, but it was some. It might have been the Islanders psych test that I did in the season. They make you do that psych testing.
Man. I
It was
can't even
weird.
remember.
It was 150 questions, but they're all weird, and you're just like, why am I even doing this?
Yeah.
You know?
I remember hearing Morgan Klimchuk, he got drafted by the Flames, and he's a first rounder too.
Yeah.
And he would go in, and he said a couple teams was so do you take your health and your eating habits seriously in the summer and whatever, blah 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 blah. And then he's like, yeah, obviously, and whatever, they go on and on. And he goes, okay, thanks for coming. Here's a cookie, take a cookie. And he goes, no, I'm really okay. I'm okay. And then they keep talking, going back and forth, and then they're like, okay, here, take the cookie. Like, honestly, like, I'm not going to, whatever, I'll just take the cookie.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, like, I really don't want the cookie. And then he finally, like, they forced him basically to take the cookie, and he'd take the cookie, and he's like, oh, I thought you're, like, serious about your eating habits, and, like,
they want to see you,
stupid
they want to see you
like
snap. Like, they want to see you, like, get flustered and, like, you know, get angry with them.
It's just silly. It's just silly.
Dude, I remember when I went into one of I only had, like, 6 or 7 teams at the Combine. Like, I had a lot of free time on my hands. But one of my teams was Colorado. And I was sitting outside the room waiting, and I just met someone out there, another player, Noah Juleson, for the first time outside.
Yep.
Like, just saw him. I was like, hey, man, like, my name's Connor. And he's like, I'm Noah. Really good guy. Really nice guy. Just met him. Just then. Whatever. Door opens. Noah, we're ready for you. Because, like, obviously I'm getting there pretty early. Because, A, I don't want to be late. And B, I have a ton of time on my hands. So I have nothing else to do. And they let Noah in, have his interview, whatever. He finishes. They let me come in. And one of the first things they asked me is, hey, Noah Juleson said that you're pretty into drugs and you're pretty into partying and you're all the Noah Juleson threw you under the bus, and you know, like, what do you have to say about that? Like, he, you know, you guys go back a long time, because they saw me out there talking to him, so they thought that like they could like
it's kind of what Nestor does.
Yeah, like a mind finesse, and they want you to be like oh. Like, whether you're
and throw him under the bus, probably.
Or something like that. Like, they want you to see what you're made of. And I don't remember exactly what I said. I think I was just like, well, I mean, I just met him, so like, even if that was true, I don't know how he would know that. And they were like silent. Like, and they had a bunch of guys, like JoJo said. There's like 10 or 11. You know, there's 5 scouts, the GM, head coach, assistant coach, strength, blah blah blah. And there's so many guys in there, and it's silent. And I'm just like waiting for them, and there's. We're messing with you. You know, we're just messing with you. We wanted to see what you would do. And I'm just like, you frickin'.
So you won. You won the test.
Yeah, I won the battle. Still didn't draft me.
See, Nestor does that all the time. He'll come and be like, Willie, like, Hobbsy's saying, like, you kind of being a slob lately around the apartment. Like, you're just leaving your dishes everywhere, and you're not doing anything. You're just kind of, you're just kind of a crappy roommate. And I'm just thinking, like,
you know that.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't say
First
that.
Couple times, though, maybe not.
Yeah, probably when I didn't really know Nestor, he gets me, and I'm like going back. I'm like, did I am I a bad roommate?
Has he ever gotten you guys with the, hey, JoJo, Carbs wants to see you?
No, but who did that in the training camp? Someone did that. Dowd or whatever. Like when he.
Oh, like Nick Dowd.
Yeah, when he first like one of the first days. I don't know if he got me or Bowles. I don't remember. But whoever's sitting there, he's like, oh yeah, Reards wants to see you or something.
And you walk into the coach's office and you just look like an absolute donkey. Like, they're like, what do you want?
I don't remember who it was, but...
You want to see me?
I heard actually a funny story that Nestor told me, because they did that all the time in Bridgeport.
Yeah.
And like they'd always do is like, hey, I think the coach is Thompson.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Tom wants to see you. To all the young guys. Young guys would go in.
And he's scary.
And then Tom would be like, I don't need to see you. Like, get out of here. And then finally, like, Tomer, like, knew the joke, and he'd get a guy in and be like, hey, Tomer, like, you wanted to see me? And he'd just be like, yeah, sit down. And then he'd start writing on the board, like, something you did or whatever on the ice, and he'll just sit down and be like, why did you do that on the ice? Like, he'd get pissed off, and then he'd be just like, I'm just kidding, get out of here.
It's a sick joke, because, like, sometimes...
It's pretty cruel.
Dude, especially up top, like, if you're in camp.
Yeah.
Oh.
Imagine if that's your first camp and someone does that to you.
That's a stressful time. Yeah, I mean, who cares if you're a vet, 3-4 years in, but if you do it to a young guy,
that would be terrifying, because your first camp is pretty scary.
Yeah,
it's scary, and we talk about like getting like when Willie asked you, having a close relative in the NHL, it probably helped you because you have a different relationship with NHL players, like you know that it's possible, and that but like for me, like I never really met someone.
It's hard, man.
So you get there and it's like, oh my god, I'm on the ice with Alexander Ovechkin right now. I'm on the same ice as him, doing drills with this guy. Like, what is going on right now? And it's really scary. That first camp.
Yeah. Gotta make sure your passes are on the tape.
Oh yeah, man.
Bread and butter.
Yeah.
Or no, what's that drill called? On the money?
On the money, yeah.
That's the scariest
That's such
drill.
an easy drill, but it's so hard at the
scary,
same time.
First thing in the morning, you're still waking up a little, and you gotta put her right on the tape, and you're just
You got the coaches just screaming.
everyone
just
looking
shaking.
right at you, just all eyes.
So nervous.
Well, I had a good little topic. It's pretty broad, but
Okay.
it says podcast JoJo.
Okay.
Talk about hockey life path. Okay, we covered that. Now here I've got music, Eagles, old school rock.
Love the Eagles, you know that.
Yeah.
And
I'll
Okay,
add a little
okay.
bit there too. Do you think rock is gonna make a comeback?
Here we go. Start the car.
I don't know. It's hard because everything's electronic now. Whoever the guy is you gave a shout out to,
yeah.
I'm sure half of his gig is on his MacBook or whatever he's
Yep.
using, right? There's something about like a band just playing an instrument, working together that I'll always appreciate more than the MacBook, whatever you do on there.
The DJ.
The DJ, yeah. I mean, hey, that takes a lot of skill too. There's some sick DJs out there who do an unreal job. But there's something about, and I was so rattled when you told, like, I knew Hobbsy was going to the Eagles in the last summer, and I didn't really like look into it as much as I should have. But I'm really gonna. If they don't come back around to the West, I'm gonna be really upset with myself.
Did
that
you have a
I didn't
chance?
go. I must have because I was home, and I think they were in.
That's
Van,
where they
right?
started or they
Yeah,
either started
don't tell
or
me that. I'm gonna be so upset because I'm listening to Eagles like most days. They're the best. They're unreal.
I agree with you, man.
But it's funny because you just grow up. Like I remember your old man likes listening to that stuff too, right? And
Yep.
it's just funny because like growing up, like I'm listening to the pop and the new era, and then like my dad. I remember like when my dad and I would take like road trips and stuff. He'd play a band called like the Mavericks. Have you heard of the Mavericks?
Oh.
But anyway, so I'd be listening like, what is this? Like, this is brutal, Dad. Like, come on. Like, this is brutal. And then sure enough, 10 years later, I got the whole Mavericks album on my phone, like, listening to it, right? It's just weird how that works.
Man, I totally agree with you. Like that's why you like the songs you
think so,
like.
too.
I think is based on what you grew up listening
Yeah.
to. Like you love Eminem, right, Willie?
Yeah.
Because you and your dad would listen to Eminem.
Yeah.
So-
Every time, like, if my mom wasn't in the car, for sure, we were listening to Eminem. Like I could have been 8 or 9 years old, who knows? But me and Dad were crushing Eminem
Yeah.
on the way to like
Yeah.
Hot Terms.
It's funny how that works. Like, and
Yeah.
your first, I remember my first iPod.
Mm-hmm.
It's got all of my parents' music on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time I had
Oh,
my
yeah.
own little thing to listen to, it's got like Tim McGraw and George Strait and the Eagles, and like
Yeah.
it's just like that's why that.
But do you think all those songs, like the AC/DC songs or like the Rolling Stone songs, like, do you think they'll ever be, like, do you think, say in 50 years or 100 years, do you think they'll still be playing?
Those ones?
Yeah, like the really like
Talk about like bands, like playing like
no,
rock
just
and
the
roll.
song. Like, do you think people will still listen to
Oh.
those old
I don't know.
songs in like 50, 100, 150 years?
Or do you think in 50 or 100 years people are going to be listening to Drake and Travis Scott and
yeah, when
and-
they're already gone.
yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
question. That's a really good
Yeah,
question.
that's actually interesting.
Because like we don't like I don't listen to music from the 1940s, you know? Like
Why not?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Probably because my
It's
parents didn't listen to it.
Well, and music
Yeah,
really had a boom in the 50s with rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
I took a whole rock and roll class, and it's amazing how cool music became
Yeah.
in the 50s. It just like
And we're still in like the age group where, I mean, maybe not when it not like when it started, but like we going back to like when it was popular and all that stuff, like you said in the 50s, like that's still like in our era.
That's
of,
true.
like,
and I'll say this too, we have so much access to music nowadays.
Oh,
yeah.
You can like if you go on Apple Music and you see like
I know.
the music things they make for you each week,
Yeah.
like your favorite musics, you can have every single genre in there.
I know.
And it's like, oh wow, I'm listening to EDM and I'm listening to Elvis and I'm listening to
crazy.
Drake. It's just we have so much access to it.
Instead of having a big record player and a bunch of records, you know,
Which is even cool to have that though
So
too.
cool.
But it's so much more.
But
convenient now.
again, like because our parents grew up with all that stuff,
Yeah.
and we didn't grow up with listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if, like, say our kids' kids, like, because it's so far removed. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder if
Yeah.
they'll even like
Yeah, I know
it'll
what you're
be.
saying. Well, I bet you especially you and I, Hobbsy. I'm going to be listening to the Eagles.
Yeah, for sure.
Just me and Hobbsy.
Okay.
No, I mean, I'm going to be listening to the Eagles like till my last days.
Dude,
And
I agree.
I love them. So, I mean, you know, if I ever have a young little JoJo running around, I'm sure he'll hear it a couple times. And
What would you name your kid?
I have some good names, but
Ooh, dude, let's hear it. I want to hear it. This is
boy
interesting.
or girl?
Okay.
Well, my grandma. I want to name one after my grandma. She's a beautiful name, Lily. I don't know
That's
why.
a nice
I
name.
love that name.
Okay.
And she was like my best friend, so.
That's
I'm
a
gonna
nice
steal
name.
that name actually.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Well, as long as it's
Yeah, who goes first? Who has a kid first?
Oof, I don't know.
There you go. You want to open
Silence.
That's a topic for a different day.
Want to open that bag,
No, I am so far away from my kid. I'm pretty sure.
dude? That's
you
an
can't
awesome
even take
name.
care of yourself sometimes. Will.
What?
You know, Hobbsy told me earlier that you weren't a very good roommate.
Dude, Willie's been absolutely giving it to me lately. All right, I just want to get that out there. I've been getting a hard time from my roommate for just stuff that it's just it's unbelievable. Okay, he's working out this morning. I come in there. You know, I'm a little tired. I haven't said anything.
Oh, yeah.
I get on a roller, and just because I look tired, boom.
Let's talk about Willie a little bit here.
Hey,
Hobbsy.
okay. I'm gonna. Yeah, you guys can go ahead, but.
Go ahead, but.
There was 2 instances where I did give it to Hobbsy this week. So I'm in the workout room this morning, working out before we had mobility, whatever.
Hero.
Sure.
Heroism.
Or like professionalism, I don't know.
Oh.
And then Hobbsy comes in, hood up, literally eyes still closed. Like I think he has a little bit of toothpaste on the side of his mouth, like literally dragging his feet with sandals on, like making like he the way he walked in like was dramatic. And I look at him and I'm like, I feel like tired, and I'm like you get up, like wake up a bit. When you get up, wake up.
So I was bringing you down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, and then the other time, I was getting bagged skating because I wasn't playing. And Hobbsy's on the ice, and he's got a game, and he's staying on like 30 minutes after the skate was over. And I'm bagged, tired. I'm looking at him. He's like flipping pucks on the net, and like I don't think like what he was doing he wasn't getting better. Like I'm looking at him, and every time I'm like getting more tired. I'm looking at him, like, getting more pissed off. I'm like, why is he on the ice? Like whatever. And then finally I skate by. I'm like, get off the ice. Like you have a game tonight. Like get off the ice.
And I look at the clock, and it's 11. Like it's not that bad. Like it's not that bad. But I mean, I am on there pretty long,
Yeah,
and I could tell. You know what? Okay, this is a time where I gotta listen to Willie. I went right off the ice.
And then after I was like, whatever, I was skating around, and he told me this. I thought he went to tap me on the shin pad and be like, yeah, you're right. And he was like, yeah, I tried to slash you in the shins. Like I was so pissed off at you. And I honestly said, I was like, I would have dropped my gloves and fight right there. I was so pissed off at you.
Because I know that like the feeling of when you're getting bag skated,
Yeah.
no one can say a word. Like
you're blind and deaf.
blind and deaf.
You can't see or hear anybody.
You go to a different mindset. It's like working out on an empty stomach. Like it's just a mind battle.
Yes.
And if you're not feeling good, it's just the ultimate grind that just
Those first 2 days of main camp, like NHL camp, when you're getting skated, and you're literally,
dread those
Willie
days,
said
man.
blind and deaf, like you literally, I can't hear anything. I am so bagged, like to the point of like, am I going to live through this?
And
like seriously, will I live?
the worst part is
like,
it's
like seriously, am I
No,
gonna
honestly,
be okay?
that thought goes into your head. Am I going to live through this?
Like my heart rate's at
Yeah.
150% of what it should be.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna live.
Yeah. You think back to every burger, every fry, every single fry that you ate over
Why'd
the
I
summer.
eat that?
You're like, I should have just
like,
got a
salad.
salad. I should have got a
You're
salad.
going back to your entire life. You're going back to
Yeah.
like when you're 6 years old
Yes.
skating for the first.
You're like,
you're
if
just
only-
is this it?
If only I would have done
yeah.
this differently this summer,
that's
maybe
the
I would feel
ultimate
better
grind.
right
Oh
now.
my god! You
Mindset.
go and you're sitting in the just so defeated after in your stall. You're literally defeated. And you're like, what did I do this summer? Like, did I literally do nothing? Like, did I pick up a weight? Because I'm exhausted.
And the thought that goes through your head when you finish that skate test, it's not, thank God it's over.
It's
not,
I gotta do it next year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like 364 more days and I gotta do this stupid thing again.
I know.
That's so true.
That's what I was gonna say. Like it's
Brutal.
unbelievable.
And then
the
you're
worst
laying
thing.
there, can't move, can't breathe, want to puke, and all you hear is, "We gotta work out in 10," and you're like, "No."
Hey, how about your first ever skate test?
Oh.
And I went right after, and I'm watching you.
Oh.
And this is so. The skate test is you start on the goal line, you go goal line, back to the goal line, to the far end goal line, back to the goal line, through the red.
Yeah.
And you got to make it under
38 seconds.
38 seconds.
And
That's
then
the first
41
one.
and then
41.
And then
there's
42.
Three times.
42?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, and you get a 2-minute break in between. But the worst thing is you get bag skated before.
Yeah, you have a practice before.
Hard practice before. So I remember sitting on the bench because my group was going after Hobbsy, and this second rep goes, and I'm looking at Hobbsy, he's like, he's hurt.
He's not
he
making
is
it.
hurting right now. And then the next rep is going, and he goes one, and he goes one back, and I'm like, okay, he looks good. He goes another one, goes one back. I'm like, ooh, he's hurting. And he literally had nothing left. He crosses the line, drops, slides all the way to the other end, and everyone's like skating around, whatever.
Guys are laughing at me.
Guys are laughing at Hobbsy. This is his first camp, just got drafted. And then Trotz comes over and he goes, Hobbsy,
Can you get up?
can you get up? And he goes, no,
Dude,
I can't.
Dude, swear to God. I swear to God. I couldn't move. I couldn't even move a finger, man. I was so, like, I'm like sprawled out on the ice.
He was literally starfished in the middle of the ice. The Caps
This were my first times wearing a Caps jersey, and I'm like laying on the ice, a complete joke. Like, got the head coach of the team, like, hey, can you get up? Coach, like, I can't move. Like, oh my God. He's like, okay, all right. He leaves, gets Tom Wilson to come. He picks me up and skates me off the ice, and I just lay on the bench puking, and like I'm just dying.
Hey,
Like,
worst thing, you have to do it again the next day.
yeah, exactly. If you fail, you got to do it again until you pass. So I had to do it again.
Oh, God. You passed that one, though, right?
Yeah, I passed that one. Flying
second
colors.
one's
That was brutal.
Any reporters listening to this next year at training camp, I just want you to go up to these guys and just ask after they do the skate test, how you feeling?
But you know what though? With all that being said, because like when you go in and you're not prepared for it and you don't know what's coming, that's why you're like that. But like now, like it's not that bad now.
It's not too bad
because we know and we do it all summer. Like you practice it, and it's like you
need to do it a few times
for sure.
And there's a lot you can do, but there's for that. I mean, there's not. I mean, to prepare for that, it sucks.
You've got a
That's
good point.
pretty funny. I didn't know. I never heard that
dude,
before.
I was laying on the ice, man, and it was so embarrassing, dude.
So funny, though.
But you don't give a crap
No,
at that
you
time.
don't
You're
care at
just
all.
like, yeah.
But yeah, there's really it's you can't prepare for it. It's like being injured and trying to prepare for a game. Like
No,
getting
you
your conditioning
There's
back. You
nothing
can't
like
because
it,
the anxiety and the pressure and it, like everyone's
Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
and you know like maybe you
just
go a little
different.
bit too hard on the first one, then you're kind of gassed and you got to battle from there. So it's you can't
just-
really practice.
Yeah,
it.
it's
It's
just
tough.
different.
And you hear the words like, this is a big camp for you. And you hear that every single year.
Yeah.
So you're like thinking in your head, you're just like, oh, I gotta do good here.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, and you guys are right. There's no way to prepare, especially those first couple practices. You can't, in the summertime, like, you can't compare it to
can't resemble it.
No, you can't. Because you're going into the corner and it's like, oh, okay, first one-on-one, I got TJ Oshie. Okay, he's not bad. Oh, okay, turn around, go play the other guy. Oh, look, it's Kuznetsov. Oh, he's okay. Go play him. Oh, I got a third one-on-one to play. It's Alexander Ovechkin coming down the wall at you. You know?
How'd they go?
I got burned.
Okay. Maybe a couple more questions to end off this.
This segment.
Get away from hockey a bit.
Do you have more?
Stressing me out. I'm thinking about the skate test.
I've got
again.
one for JoJo that I know you had tons of fun at.
Okay, go ahead.
I've got Kelowna golf tournament, charity golf tournament. It's not in Kelowna.
It's not in Kelowna, but it was back home this year.
Yes.
And it's for our local hospital called the Eagle Ridge Hospital. It's like 10 minutes from where we live, and we have like a contract with them for the next 2 years now, I guess. We're doing 3 years in total. And it's just a great time. It's like you guys have been to charity golf tournaments, obviously, right? I heard you're a good golfer. Would you say you're an athlete?
I would say I'm an athlete. I would say I'm an average golfer.
Okay. So anyway, yeah. So a lot of great people working really, really hard at the Eagle Ridge Hospital Foundation, doing good stuff for us. So the whole point of it is to raise money to add like more space at the hospital. And Ryan, like we said, Port Moody's a pretty smaller town. And so, we always relied on them if we needed, to go to the ER for whatever reason. Our teammates, unfortunately, sometimes, they get injuries, right? So we always relied on them, and then my brother and I especially wanted to give back to them. So it's been really good.
It's awesome, man.
It was a good year.
And then, so this is just a question we talked about, but what do you think you'll do after hockey? And I hope playing NHL.
Yep.
Hope you don't have to work another day in your life, but
Yeah.
say after
You guys
hockey,
too.
it's something to do. Like, it's no one just sits around and does
Yeah,
nothing. Like
yeah.
people, you got to do something.
I'm pretty sure I could sit around and do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah,
Get used to that.
But you
Yeah.
we're all like busy bodies. Like, what do you think you would do after hockey?
I'm one of those guys who I just get super interested in things, and and it'll be like different week to week,
I'm so glad I'm like
Yes.
that too.
And one thing that's been kind of sticking around with me is just real estate. It just fascinates me. I have a good family friend who's a financial advisor. So like investing and having your money work for you, and real estate is just cool. Like, you always see those TV shows like flipping houses and stuff. Like everyone's like, oh, I should do that. It looks so easy. So I don't know. I mean, I'd like to. I think, like, for us especially, like, you play hockey for so long, you got a lot of knowledge to give. You had a lot of experiences. Even us, I mean, we're so young and we have so much stuff to talk about in hockey. And so I think, like, coaching some level, whether it's kids or, like, just being a skill coach for, like, a Western League team would be super cool. And then if you're really good, maybe owning a team in the Dub, that'd be fun. I know Ole Kolzig does that for the Tri-City Americans in the WHL. I got lots of ideas. I'm not obviously thinking about it.
Well, that's good, though.
But yeah,
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, we got so much time after our practice days that we don't do much. So there's a lot to get interested in. Yeah, Game of Thrones, my bad. You guys are busy.
Yeah, we're really accomplishing a lot just watching stuff.
Yeah, but got lots of ideas.
That's a good answer, man.
Yeah.
There's lots of things you can do.
Yeah, and I'll get interested in 25 more things till that time too. So yeah, I'm not worried about it. It'll be cool though.
As you shouldn't be. You should be focused on
I'm dialed,
stick
Willie.
handling.
I actually have a stick handling pad at my house, so yeah, I'll do that.
There we go.
Working on my mittens.
Get them mittens going.
Anything you want to talk about?
We have a bunch of questions from Instagram from the last thing. We want to address some of these
Is
questions.
this live, by the way? Or is it
No,
like
this
a
is
recorded thing?
recorded.
Okay.
We're live, so we're not.
Okay.
We're behaving here.
Do you want to talk about the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, we should talk
Oh,
about
we
that
should.
too.
Yes, we should.
Okay, I really want to talk about Tom, but you guys go first.
Okay, I'm going to go grab
Tom,
a glass
like
of
I
water.
know
Be
him.
right back.
Okay, well then you
Well,
talk about it.
you talk about Tom. That's,
Okay, well Willie, first of all, Willie's wearing a Kansas City Chiefs hat
Oh,
right now.
me and JoJo have
Oh, you owe me $200 by the way.
that. Okay, hold on.
Hold on, what? You do.
I know I do. So going back to the Super Bowl. So we made Super Bowl predictions, and I was out to lunch.
Way off.
So I had Kansas City and Chicago, I think, in the final, and Chicago
They did
game-winning
good, right?
kick. Well, they could have game-winning kick, hit the post, and
Yeah.
so they're out first round. Bang, I'm done.
Yep.
And then so JoJo apparently is a big Pats fan. Okay, also
Well, let me clear that up in a second.
backstory of why I am a Kansas City Chiefs fan
Oh, God, here we go.
is
What did I
because
walk into?
and you know what, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care about the Kansas City Chiefs, but it's fun to cheer for someone, and I don't really have a favorite team. So anyways, Maxie Kammerer on her team didn't watch football before this year. He thinks football is soccer. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And so he comes over here, he watches one Kansas City game, and it was like the game where they scored like 5 million points or
In
something
Baltimore, I think, right?
It's
Isn't that
against
where
LA.
he-
LA.
LA.
But
Yeah.
didn't he go to a game? That's when he became a fan with Hulak?
like that. But it wasn't the
Maybe.
Chiefs, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so he watched that game, and he's like, "Oh, I'm the biggest Chiefs fan now." Like, and then everyone was getting on him about how he's a bandwagon jumper, and he just likes them because they're good this year. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna back him up, and I'm gonna be a Chiefs guy. So now I'm a Chiefs guy, and me and Maxie battle to the death against all these
And then you ran into me
Patriots?
in the
Patriots.
AFC Championship game, which was awesome.
let's bring this back in. How did you become a Pats fan?
So I'm not actually a Pats fan.
Okay.
I just
Oh.
I just really
Interesting.
This
really
is news?
What did you? Well, I told you this. I'm just really interested in why teams or individuals are greater than others. And Tom is
Never heard you say that one time till now.
well, you never asked me till now.
A boomer roasted.
Is this an exclusive podcast exclusive?
So,
Yeah, this
here's
is
the
first
thing.
timer.
Here's my thing with Tom. It's like, okay, statistically, was he the best this year? No. A lot of people give Bill a lot of credit, and I'm talking like I know these guys, but I have no idea.
Yeah, but that's
who
how
they are.
every Patriot fan
Yeah.
talks. Like, oh, me and Tom. Like,
Okay.
Tom.
I
Like,
just don't.
He needs to do this. He needs to do that.
when you find a guy like Tom who's just so unique and so much, more successful than every other quarterback that's ever lived ever, how can you resent that? How can you I know they're like cheating scandals in the past and stuff, but like the thing with Tom is like there's no statistic for like being in the huddle before you're going on your drive with Tom Brady in the fourth quarter. Like there's no stat for that.
That's true.
I
There's
agree
no
with that.
And
there's
his
no
teammates want to like win for him.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
it's just like how could you watch the game and just cheer against something that you're probably never going to see again in your life? And because like for like football, like especially like what's the most 6 is the most championships by a team, right? I think
That's tied with Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, right? Yeah. So like the fact that he's won 6 in 18 years or whatever is just unbelievable. And the fact that people watch the game because you know that quote where it's like you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain.
Batman. Yep.
Yeah, Batman. He was like a 6th round underdog guy coming up, whatever. Got his opportunity because the quarterback got hurt, and everybody was cheering for him probably at that time. And then now it's like he's just so good, and he's really not that great either. It's just like
Oh, he's so good.
He has a clutch
It's
gene.
a lot easier.
it's like when you watch him too. It's like he doesn't blink. Like once he comes to the huddle, it's like if you got that, if you're looking at your quarterback and he's got that, there's just something about it that's just so much more special than any statistic you could talk about.
I agree with the like he makes other guys so much better, and not because of like what he does, but it's how he makes them feel. Like if I'm in the huddle with Tom Brady, I'm like I know he's gonna give me the ball and I'm catching it. Like and like it's just like a
mental
mental thing, and it's crazy. And you get on those teams where like you don't want to screw up. Like I remember like playing with a D partner in junior, or like me and Hobbs, like you don't want to screw up for your buddy.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to screw up for your partner, you
yeah.
don't want to screw up for your team, and that's kind of how it is. Like I need to make this play because Tom is going to give it to me in the right position, and I need to make that play.
Yeah, and you listen to them mic'd up too.
Yes.
Like that's got to be one of the, they're telling each other they love them, they love each other like eye to eye. They'll be like, I love you, man. Like
Did you
I
see
love
that
you.
Edelman and Tom
Yeah.
in the room after the NFC Championship game?
AFC?
Or sorry,
Yeah.
AFC. Like after the semifinals.
No, I didn't.
It's,
Maybe.
it's exactly what you're talking about. It's like after the game, Tom's like to Julian. He's like, hey man, like we're one step closer now.
Yeah.
He's like, oh man, like I love you, bro. Like I
Yeah.
want to win for you.
Yeah.
One more, baby. One more.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
And
you don't really see that with
No,
everyone.
and so you watch
know?
this as an outsider. It doesn't matter who you cheer for in the NFL. It's like that's cool. Like you can tell that
Cool.
there's some sort of bond there that just like when it translates on the field too. I mean, like Tom hits Edelman on 3rd down all the time, no big
Yeah,
deal.
man,
But
that's so
but it's
good.
just like it's so much more than any statistic you could talk about. I think.
I agree, man.
Well, thanks
Go
for
Pats.
agreeing.
Go Pats.
That's
But I did hop on the bag on it. And then Bill's unbelievable. He's just a little evil genius. And I mean, I don't know if he's actually evil, but he probably. But he's.
That's what the hoodie's for. He looks like
He-
Emperor
yeah,
Palpatine
exactly.
from Star Wars.
Well, he barely says anything, and when he's mic'd up, it's like the most entertaining almost, because he's just like they'll score a touchdown in the Super Bowl, and he'll just like have his arms crossed, like
Just grunt a little
just
bit.
like good job.
My favorites from Media Day when they had Guillermo from Jimmy Kimmel,
Oh, yeah.
and they had him go ask questions, and like you know how serious Belichick is and everything. Guillermo asked him like 4 questions, every single one he's just laughing at. It's hilarious.
Bill was laughing?
Yes.
Really?
Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. Because you like, especially during Super Bowl week, you'd think he'd be even more intense. But like, you just see him break over and over. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
That's good. I mean, he's a pretty serious guy.
So-
we have a couple. Or did
Fake.
you want to?
Well, I was just gonna say you owe him money then too, right?
Oh yeah. So we bet.
Oh yeah.
We bet.
How much again?
What? $100 on the first game.
on the Kansas City game, which played with my heart. That was an
and
unbelievable game.
unbelievable
That was
game.
crazy.
Kansas City should have won probably, but and then the next
Didn't
game
though.
I said double or nothing, and I think I lost
I
that
mean,
one again.
Willie told me he's not going to bet against the Pats anymore.
I didn't really want to bet against the Pats, but I I just
You couldn't
had
give me $100.
No.
There's gonna come a day where they lose,
Yeah, for sure.
and I'm gonna be.
And then-
betting on
I'm not
the
done
right
betting
side.
with you though, so I don't know. I'm not giving you that money yet.
Is that how it works?
Anyways,
All right, whatever.
we have a couple fan questions. I think this is Husky Coach 44.
Who's that?
I think they should have the guy who takes care of them the most on as a guest. Murphy Luatua.
That's definitely my father.
There's another one. I love the show a lot. Have they ever been to the coasters at Hershey Park?
Of course.
What's the best roller coaster?
I don't know the names of them.
Terrified of roller coasters.
Have you been?
Really?
Have you been to Hershey Park?
No.
Oh man.
Well, I put up Christmas lights there once.
Yeah, but have you
Ridden the
I
coasters?
haven't actually done it, no.
Man, there's some good ones. What's
Off you
that?
go.
The yellow one
Oh, which one were you hanging off the
where
edge?
you're hanging off.
I don't know that one.
That
Sky
one.
Rush.
That one might be
Yes.
my favorite. Sky Rush.
Oh, yes. I think that's
Remember?
my favorite too.
Me, you, and Dom.
Yeah. So on this one, I'm sitting on the edge, and there's nothing on your feet.
No, your feet.
On your feetsies?
Your feet
Your
are
footsies.
just dangling.
Hey, your footsies have got nothing underneath you,
No.
and you got like a little thing on your waist.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, okay, there's no way this is going upside down. First thing you go down, 700 flips in a row.
Upside down, upside down, upside down.
Over water.
Yeah,
and
you're-
I'm like, you get nothing to hold on
No,
to.
you're just floating around in the breeze.
I think I passed out.
Yeah.
I woke up
I'm here.
and I'm back. Anyways, that's probably my favorite one too.
Nice. Okay. Glad we're on the same
So that
page.
was your
That's the one
least
that-
favorite one.
That's the one that you're
Jeez.
going on.
You should
Definitely
stick-
not.
You should stick in the middle.
I'll just probably get some
Yeah, the
ice cream
middle
and
is
walk
not
around.
quite
You'll,
as
you'll
scary.
hop on the
I'll
little...
cheer you guys on. Sounds like you guys have fun.
You can ride the teacups.
Oh, perfect.
Great podcast, guys. Topic ideas. I want to know why Colby chews on his mouth guard, or does he prefer to be toothless?
He's got all his teeth.
Yeah.
So-
You probably do it for photos, right?
I don't know why. I've always.
Showtime.
Oh, there's one.
What you think?
Kyle's
it looks
taking a
good?
picture. Throw
You
it
think it
out.
looks good with the mouth guard out?
It looks cool, but it
You know what?
I don't know.
You can
I don't know.
customize yourself on NHL video games and have your mouth guard out. That way you can distinguish
You know what it
yourself
is?
from your teammates.
It's something that you do. That you don't even
Yeah,
think
you're
about.
not. It's not like
Everybody,
you're thinking about it.
Everybody
No.
has something that they do that they don't even think about, and
Yeah.
that's your thing.
Yeah.
But in practice, I'm chewing gum all the time.
Yeah.
Like I never practice out gum. I never.
You practice with gumming?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I did the skate test with gum in. I remember that.
Yeah,
Because
not easy, eh?
Nah,
Wellesley
you're
was-
psycho.
Wellesley was ripping me. But yeah, I have all my teeth. The only thing I have done is,
A few fillings recently.
now I got fillings in my mouth, which was a joke. And I had a root canal because I got absolutely smashed into the board and split my face open.
Shout out Doc Gould on the fillings. Shout out.
Yeah, Doc Gould on the
Thanks for
fillings.
bringing us popcorn and candy and stuff to the room.
Also, I think this is the last one. Are you more afraid of spiders or sharks? That's like a tough category.
Probably, yeah.
Well, they're so different.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather be in a room with a spider in it than in a tank with a shark in it. So,
You're in the.
you know, like I'd rather
You're
be
in the tank with the shark.
I'd rather be in a room with a spider than in.
I mean, even the biggest spider.
In a shark
Like, think
tank.
about like a tarantula. Like, you're still so much bigger than that. A shark's like mouth could
But
be
sharks,
like
sharks
your
are
upper
actually
body.
not very hostile, especially when you're down in the water with them. They're only hostile because they hunt.
Is that
Going
100%
upwards.
guaranteed?
Yes.
This is unbelievable.
This-
Go watch.
This guy, man.
Yeah, okay. I'm never coming back to this podcast.
Have you
No,
ever
but
seen
when
the
you're
movie?
surfing, that's when you're the most susceptible to getting bitten because they hunt from the bottom up.
What do you call that?
Trying to die.
Mammal. Is that a mammal?
No, well, what do you call it when they go up and
A shark?
I don't know if
dive?
shark attack? But it's like
Okay, yeah.
shark attack?
I'm not sure.
There's like a like how they hunt. There's a word for it.
because
which is
when
Well,
you're
sharks.
on the ocean floor with the shark, like there's so many videos of guys just standing there and like petting them when they go by.
Yeah.
and they're not hostile.
No,
Oh,
you
yeah,
just,
they- well,
you
I
put
don't
it
know
on
if they
you
pet
put a-
'em, but they
you
touch
put a
'em.
leash
So-
on the thing.
So
you
you're
take it with
saying
your
you'd
mouth.
rather be underwater, scuba tank on with a shark,
Yeah,
than
yeah.
in a
Then
tight room. Say you're
Oh,
in like
no.
a tight room with a tarantula. You don't have a lot of space to maneuver. You can't really dodge this thing.
Love the podcast,
Yeah,
guys.
I probably want to go with the. Wait, what would you want to go on?
Probably the tarantula. The shark is a beast.
Yeah, but it's not going to touch you. Actually, neither of the I'll go with tarantula. Sure, whatever. scared of them.
I mean, you can just like step on them, you know.
So you're on spider?
Yeah, you can just step on them, kill them.
You're safe with the shark.
I'm wearing shoes, like step on them.
Do you have questions there?
That's the same ones.
Would love to see you guys talk about some fan experiences you've had.
Oh. What's the weirdest thing you guys have ever autographed?
I autographed somebody's skin once.
They get like tattooed then?
Yeah, like an
I
autograph.
autographed a phone, I think.
Oh yeah, that's
And
weird.
I was like, don't do that, but I'll do it.
Willie?
I don't even know.
Actually, you know what we should figure out? We should figure out how much Lucas's autograph's going for on eBay.
Here we go.
Because right now,
couple $100
we can.
You'll
we
be
can,
surprised.
We can.
Mine was like
rank
30
these.
cents.
That's another thing. Are you the Hobbsy and Willie? Do you guys get offended when people ask you to sign something with a blue marker, meaning that they're gonna sell it?
Is that what that means?
What?
Yeah, because they don't sell it with the black; they sell it with the blue.
What?
That's a thing.
I never knew that.
I think it's
Yes.
disrespectful when guys just come up and they're like, sign this.
Yeah,
And,
that's
like,
definitely.
They don't even know who you are or
Yeah,
why they're
they're
getting you to sign it.
Dude, that's the weirdest thing ever. When you're in the hotel lobby and
Yeah.
someone comes up to you and goes, "Hey, who are you?" And you go,
Yeah.
"My name's Connor." And they like shuffle through their thing and they're like, "Oh, okay."
And then you don't end up
And
signing
you're just standing there like, "Oh, yeah, nice day. It's beautiful outside. See ya.
Yeah.
See you later."
Yeah.
And then it's like, "Who are you?" And then Riley Barber. "Oh, okay, here." And then like,
Yeah.
sign this.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
Yeah.
you're like, "Thanks for wasting my time."
We got Lucas Johansen autograph.
That's not very much. I gotta
for
get
a
than
dollar.
mine.
I
More
gotta
than
get that
mine.
up.
We have a puck here. Lucas Johansen hand-signed autograph puck.
It's on sale.
It was $17 somebody bought it for, but they took the best offer.
That's a brutal autograph. Eh?
That's one of the worst I've ever seen.
You probably bought that one. 17?
Have you gotten better with your signatures over the years?
You know what?
You shortened it, guaranteed.
Okay, here's the thing. When we were at our dinner in, where were we? At that fire hall earlier this year with the fans. What's that dinner called?
the fire.
Booster Club dinner,
Booster
yeah.
Club dinner.
And I signed that thing, and you totally criticized my L that I do. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it's like a handwritten L. And the lady was like, nope, no, it's not. And then you're like, nope, no, it's not.
Well,
and
what
I'm
was
like,
it again?
It was just like, yeah, it's like that where I kind of tighten it up a little bit. And so I don't do a perfect handwritten L. I kind of like shorten it so I can do it faster. But you're like, what is it? Like you were chirping me for it.
Mm-hmm,
And then ever since then I've tried to do a better L, but it's worse now. It like looks way worse because I like.
Yeah, but you got good letters. You got LJ. That's a good letter.
No, it's a real good name, right?
Huh, yeah.
Okay.
But like those are easy. Like if you just LJ or
Yeah, no,
LJ
I like to do.
squiggles, like,
I like to do my L with a little squiggle and then a big J and a little squiggle.
Okay.
This
But,
is a good signature.
yeah,
I'll give you props for
It's
that.
pretty solid. I mean.
I just noticed like over the years mine has gotten smaller. Like it used to be full handwritten
Oh,
name,
yeah.
and then it was my first initial and then full last name, and then it was I don't know,
I
something
mean,
else,
well,
and
you
then
do,
now
like,
it's just my
especially when we got
initials.
the dressing rooms full of stuff. It's like you don't want to be writing stuff out. You just want to.
Yeah. And I can make a shorter signature nicer than I can make a longer signature. Yeah.
Do you write right-handed or left-handed?
Left-handed. So I'm
But
weird.
before
I'm
you
weird.
wrote right?
No.
Okay.
So I write with my left hand. I'll like throw everything with my right hand. I'll brush my teeth with my left hand. I'll eat with my left hand.
You're
What
just
hand do you shoot with?
Shoot right. Basketball
Well,
I shoot right.
but that's normal. Your dominant hand's supposed to be on the top.
You're just a freak.
Yeah, but what is
Here's
yeah,
weird.
maybe shoot.
I play golf right and I shoot left in hockey.
Okay, that's weird.
That is odd. That's odd.
You
Athlete.
You shoot right in golf.
Yep.
Yeah, but I also think because back in the day there wasn't very many lefty golfers, so it was tough to find clubs.
Oh,
So
really?
that's why you find.
So you are a golfer.
Yeah, I love golf.
Yeah.
Like I am a golfy. You know, it's a good story. My grandpa used to play softball, and he would. So I think he batted right and golf right, and his coach was like, "You got to stop golfing. Like it's ruining your baseball swing."
So he went and played
So then he
left.
switched golf and went left golf and
Wow.
batted right.
That's cool.
That's an athlete right there.
That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
wonder.
Shouts out Doc.
Shout out, Doc.
Shout out Doc.
All right, well, Any other questions? Anything you want to talk about? Get off your chest.
Nope. Oh, one thing.
Oh.
You guys roasted me for not showing up, and I just want you to know that I had a doctor's appointment, and I didn't want to miss it
I
for
saw
a podcast.
you at Hobie's actually.
So
After.
I wasn't even in town yet.
The truth comes out.
So I got one hate tweet. Remember that one? And I didn't even know you guys talked about it.
Dude, I was just looking at it, and the lady who said that she doesn't like you anymore because
Yeah.
you skipped the podcast,
Yeah.
you're still on her profile picture. So
She was
That's all right
bluffing.
then.
she was bluffing.
She was just seeing how I'd react.
Yeah,
right?
she's bluffing. And now you're back. You're back on the show.
Well, I made it. So thanks for having me.
We
I could see you
appreciate it.
be a recurring guest, just like Louis.
Absolutely. We'd
no,
love
yeah.
to have you back on.
Yeah,
a lot
sure.
of good topics.
Sure. Just yeah.
Let's make sure
I won't
we
have any
schedule-
more doctor's appointments. How about that?
Let's hope so.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on today. Make sure to follow the show at Bears Blue Line on Instagram.
And don't forget to tell us what we should be doing in our spare time now that we are done Game of Thrones, because we need stuff.
There
We
you go.
need it.
Comment on the latest picture, some good shows and movies for the guys to watch.
There we go.
See you guys.
Thank you.